This is the Snackable GRE Podcast. Welcome to the Snackable GRE Podcast, Episode 6 by Exam Review. In this lesson, we will discuss why it's important to use the official sources from the GRE or GMAT test writers while studying practice problems and completing practice exams. We will wrap up with our word of the day. They say that sometimes less is more, and this is certainly true when studying for standardized tests like the GRE or GMAT. I often tell students that it's better to solve the same official problems several times, digging for a deep understanding and firm grasp of them, than to pass by them once each and grab a bunch of third-party practice questions. It would be easy to point to other books and resources and tell people, buy that, but I don't believe that's helpful. Working through a lot of third-party questions might even be teaching you the wrong things. Here are the reasons why you should focus on the official content. The main reason is that the test writers at the official organizations have a certain way they like to write questions. There is a small group of people designing these questions, so their voices come through in how they write. The official questions will have a certain tone, style, and difficulty level that you will come to expect to see on the real exam. So, the official questions and only the official questions have that authenticity of the group making the exam that you will take on game day. Another reason to stick with official content is accuracy. Unfortunately, I've seen quite a bit of third-party GRE and GMAT questions with errors in them. Some of these sources have more mistakes than others, but there's always some wrong solutions that are inevitable. The official questions that you have access to have been thoroughly vetted for accuracy. And it's not just the accuracy in terms of errors, but also in terms of realism. Questions written by outside organizations tend to be either too easy or don't test reasonable expectations. This can either leave you overconfident with unrealistically easy questions that don't prepare you for the real thing, or can straight up confuse you with content that isn't fit for the exam. As far as full exams go, the official practice exams you get online from the test makers are excellent predictors of your true scores. No one outside of these organizations really knows exactly how the scoring algorithms work. We can estimate it, but we are probably calibrating something wrong. Standardized exams like these are very, very meticulous in what they test and how they score. They are meant to put everyone on a comparable scale, whether they took the exam years or even decades ago. Third-party practice exams can't come near that level of scoring precision and history, so the scores they give you can be vastly off from what your true level is. One more thing to keep in mind is that successfully completing official content builds confidence, valid confidence. When you finally take the real exam, you will have familiarity with all of these things we mentioned, the types of questions, the tone, the style, and so on. This will make the exam feel less intimidating, which makes you more comfortable, helping you get the highest score possible. A downside of sticking only to the official content is that the number of questions are limited, and you might feel yourself looking for new questions. If you absolutely need more practice, just be careful about the source. Even though no third-party problems are a replacement for the official ones, some are clearly better than others. One of the best sources I've found for supplemental GRE and GMAT questions is Manhattan Prep. You can check out their question banks if more questions are needed. That said, you can also get value out of redoing official questions, especially the hard ones, following a spaced repetition system to deeply learn them and cement those harder ones into your long-term memory. I always recommend going deeper before you go wider. Now it's time for our word of the day. The word is truculent. Truculent means quick to argue or fight, someone who is defiantly aggressive. Some synonyms of truculent are bellicose, caustic, fierce, pugnacious, and quarrelsome. Think of truculent like a person with a feisty temperament. Let's look at truculent from a passage. This quote is from The New Yorker about the minimalist sculptor Richard Serra. With the truculent personality of some physically strong, emotionally hypersensitive people, he swaggered into action by ladling molten lead into junctions of gallery walls and floors. He has a truculent personality. He's big and strong, while also hypersensitive, making him likely to be ticked off, to argue, and fight. He also has a swagger to how he moves. He's bellicose and pugnacious, scrappy and fierce, and possibly a bit harsh. That's truculent. Okay, that does it for today's lesson. Thanks for listening.